Coming up this week on Unpicked.
Come with him today.
You need to relax.
When you realise that you're reaching the heights that you could have never dreamed of reaching, stay in your comfort zone.
Because if you lay with flour, you lose your power.
The statistics of people with disability in employment is 53.6.
I didn't know it was that low.
Yeah.
Wagwan peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, damn to the zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. We on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick.
We have a guest today.
Have a guest.
We have a guest. And those of you that have been watching us for some time, you know that normally I start off by mocking Venom in some sort of capacity, and that's not going to change. So Venom, I've noticed that since I don't know, what was it, episode 67?
Wow. Oh, you're doing that.
You haven't done your challenge.
Man's been busy though.
So let me tag our friend in, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, in the previous episodes, our icebreaker used to be a game.
Okay.
We were in competition against each other.
Yep.
The person with the highest scores had to do a challenge.
Okay.
Right. 2 weeks ago, I gave Venom his challenge because I won the game. I had the highest scores. Okay. He was talking the wickedest. He was like, yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna have the challenge recorded, ready for you this week. Okay, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Where's the ask him?
The video's coming.
Is it?
Yeah, the video's coming. All right. So, guys, man's been going through it. Yeah. Big changes in life and that.
I hear it.
Handed in my notice and that.
Oh.
So, you get me? Man's had like a transitional awakening, let's say. And I had a lot on my plate and I couldn't learn how to dance. But it's done now. So the dance is coming. I got a few hours today before my gig later. I might be able to squeeze it in tomorrow. No commitment. So either today or tomorrow, man, we'll send you the video. Is that all right?
You know what? Yeah, don't make me out to be some kind of meanie. Yeah. Obviously, I know what you're going through right now in life, and I hear it, and I'm very proud of you. Well done for handing in your notice.
Hopefully for the last time ever.
You know what I mean? However, you knew that changes were coming, and yet you were still gassing it. Yeah, inflating your chest. Okay, I'm just reminding you of that. If this dance challenge is not received
Saturday or Sunday.
Guess what?
I got you.
Podcast. Lock off.
The number one threat, boy. If I tell you, I can't even count on my limbs. If I break them down, how many times this guy has threatened to
Lock off everything.
lock it off.
Okay.
Basically, I'm trying to find my way out.
All right. So we're gonna introduce the only person sitting at the chair that
That's right.
our viewers may never have seen before.
That's right.
Okay, so my name's Nana, disability advocate,
Yes.
passionate about disability, work for a local authority, working with people. Everything I do stems with helping someone. So I'm very passionate about helping vulnerable people.
Yes, Nana, we're so happy to have you. Our very first guest on the Unpicked
Very
podcast.
Yeah.
Nana, I was nervous, you know.
Why?
I was nervous because I act like I've got all this confidence.
Okay.
But I'm not going to lie. I was like, first guest, I'm a bit scared.
I say, what are you scared for?
I was like, I'm a bit scared. But no.
But you've had guests virtually, right?
No.
No.
You are the first.
You are number one.
Unpicked
Number
guest.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm special.
You are special.
You are literally special.
Literally.
Okay.
So I was a bit nervous. I was like, oh, I wonder what, like, how am I gonna do this? Because normally I like to take off all the room, all the space. I like to act like I'm the only one on the podcast. Venom's my sidekick.
I'm just here to do the ad libs.
Yeah, he's the Robin to the Batman. You understand? But now I'm giving away center stage, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do with being backup. So I was a bit nervous. Do you understand me? But no, we're so happy to have you, and we're honoured that you reached out to us, that you wanted to be on our show. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy your time with us, and hopefully be back.
Yes.
For sure.
Heavy hints.
Especially even looking forward to the future when we are doing our live show and bringing back all our guests.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But Venom, we haven't said hi to the people them, so the family them. So hey, hello, hi peeps. It's your home slice, Dami Zane in the building. And I'm here with my co-host, the Robin to the Batman.
Yeah. Man like Venom, obviously, in the building. And we're also here with
Nana.
Hey.
And you're watching the Unpicked podcast. Those of you that are new, thank you for coming through. Hopefully you enjoy the episode and subscribe. And those of you that have been here before, welcome back. We appreciate you.
Indeed.
Yes.
This is quick fire.
This or that.
It's, A or B.
No pressure, Nana. Nana's in the hot seat. He's the one getting the questions today. So
yeah. Real simple though, basics. Just to give us a rough understanding of who you are as a person.
Okay.
By alternative means. So the first question. Team Marvel or Team DC?
Marvel.
Okay.
My guy. I knew I liked him.
Channel U or MTV Base?
Channel U.
Oh. Okay, we have to talk about that. Okay. Tupac Shakur or Biggie Smalls?
No doubt Tupac.
Come on.
Okay. All right. Okay. Roller blades or roller skates?
Roller skates.
Skates.
Okay.
Okay. The first.
Really?
I'm a blades guy, man.
Do you know what? I'm a roller skates, but can I roller skate?
Oh. He's just out here doing up looking cute.
As always.
Right. Black tie or African traditional?
African traditional.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm here for it.
Looks only. Beyoncé or Kelly Rowland?
Kelly Rowland.
Okay.
My guy, dark chocolate. Come on.
Last one. This was the tough one. Ghana jollof or superior Nigerian jollof?
Well, if we go back in history in this Ghana must go situation, it's Ghana jollof.
Hey. I don't know about that one, but okay. Okay.
You know, it's a salad. Nana's like, should I look at her or not? Yo, just so you know, you're in a room filled with Nigerians. Okay.
Go to the brim.
Okay.
Do you know what I will say though? I don't like the rice that Nigerians use to make jollof rice.
In Nigeria, 100% it's not the nicest rice.
There or here, I don't like long grain rice.
I use batty, you know. I know it's unheard of, but I use batty.
Basmati or go home.
I use batty.
I have to say, because when they say bullet rice, legit bullet rice, it's a pellet. The flavors might be there, right, Nana? But I like the lightness of
batty rice
of basmati rice.
So that just means you are slightly coming to the Ghana jollof.
No. It's 100%. It's a Nigerian variation, because there's this type of rice called golden cellar rice. Okay, basically I cook a lot. I'm a cook, right? So there's golden cellar rice, and it's literally a fusion of long grain and basmati rice. So it's got a little bit of thickness like long grain, but not as like tough. And then it's got the shape of the basmati in terms of like length and lightness. Okay. So I prefer that
one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had that.
That's because you ain't eating at my house. It's okay.
Invite.
Indirect.
Gun.
I already don't know how to invite.
Man, listen. Anytime you want to chat, anytime you want to have chat for me, I'll call it down and say, hey.
Because normally I say what I say, and then it's like, woo, that means supreme, that means rave. But today, okay.
Not today.
I hear it, but
I'm gonna come with him today.
Nah, you need to relax. But Nana, I wanted to ask, do Ghanaians use basmati rice or is it jasmine rice? Because I've heard people talk about jasmine rice, I've heard people talk about basmati rice, so
basmati.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear it, I'm here for it.
One of your besties, what's her name? Vanessa White.
Every time my bestie, it's Angela.
Why did I go Vanessa again?
I don't know what it is with
Did
Vanessa.
I say Vanessa last time?
No, this is Black China.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it about Angela White?
I don't know if you've seen it because I think it was literally last night, but Beyonce debuted a snippet for Church Girl.
Which we don't know if it's true or not. We don't know if it's real.
Oh, is it not confirmed?
We don't know.
Okay. Because it was featuring
yeah.
Black China, and then I said, oh, sorry. Angela White.
Yep.
And I said, if that's real, then I believe her transition even less.
It looked very staged. So Nana, she was like looking up at this big white cross. And I know the church peeps are going to have a lot to say about it because it's Beyonce and Angela White.
That's why.
Beyonce's meant to be a witch.
That's what I'm saying.
Meant to be demonic, do you get it? And then we've got Angela White that's gone through this whole, I'm now devoting my, devoting my life to Christ. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because even that song, Church Girl.
It's not,
it caused a lot of uproar when it came out because she was making references to like church girls doing stuff that's not godly.
Okay.
So it's like
encouraging it.
She was encouraging it. So it's like exactly. What are your thoughts, Nana? Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay.
I've seen her transition.
Okay. How do you feel about the transition?
Were you a fan of Black China before?
No, I wasn't.
Why?
I thought she was too wild.
Yeah.
And I'm still asking why she made that transition. What's happened from the time she done what she done with the family, I will not name their name, to the time she got with Tiger, to all that. What happened? Something must have happened for her to transition. But is it a publicity stunt? Or is she doing it for herself? That question she will know.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I know she, and I've mentioned before, she got baptized the year before around her birthday.
Yeah.
And then since then, there's been like a number of different things coming out about her, and her mum's going on about how her daughter's being initiated into, what's their name again? Illuminati. See, I don't associate myself with stuff like that because I'm a child of God. But apparently she's getting initiated. And so next thing you know, it's, oh no, I'm gonna get rid of the Baphomet tattoo on my body. I'm gonna take out my fillers. I'm gonna this. I'm gonna that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We will never know. And you're quite right, Nana. She will know the reason. But I think that people should just give her the benefit of the doubt anyway. Because who are we to judge?
Benefit of what?
Well, we're not judging. It's just people that go Hollywood, they normally stay in that.
Yeah.
So something must have happened for her to turn around.
I don't think she's leaving it though. I definitely feel like it's part of it's a layup to a new, like a 2.0, if you know what I mean. Like it's the next evolution of her brand.
I actually think it's something that's happening across Hollywood. So there's other like, let's say video vixen-esque type women that are from Hollywood, just like Black China. Because Black China, she's not really like, it's not like she's an actress, she's not a singer, she's not a rapper, she's nothing. Not that she's nothing, but she hasn't got like what is her talent?
OnlyFans.
Right. So there's others like Drea. Have you heard of Drea?
Oh, yeah.
She also turned her life
went
to
on
Christ.
a podcast, didn't she?
Yeah. So like, I feel like there's a wave of them doing this. I don't know if it's a fashion statement or if it's like a trend thing.
I think it's a trend thing.
Yeah, I think it's trend.
Yeah, because Black China's not the only one to do it. She's just the loudest because there's a lot more of her to change, if that makes sense.
And she was also the number one on OnlyFans.
Yes, she was.
I think it's a trend because the trend of being a hoe is like dying down. Like that was to financial gain at a point in time. And I think now that's not necessarily what's going to be a financial gain because everybody's a hoe. So the market's saturated. So now being somebody admirable is like, you know what I mean? It's something special, which it always has been, but you know what I mean? So they're trying to cut themselves out from the crowd again.
Before being professional becomes saturated, which they want to be the first.
Yeah. Because then you get elevated.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like BBLs, because back in the day, or any type of plastic surgery, fillers and everything, it was only the elite that had access to it. The moment everyone else had access to it, all of a sudden the Kardashians, yes, I'll say their name, taking out their this and that. You know, so you make a good point.
Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell us about it.
I think he's a free-spirited man, speaks his mind, and I think people don't want him to speak no more.
And you think that's why he's now...
Yeah, I mean, I heard a bit more.
Okay.
Tell us, give us the juice.
So apparently he found out someone was stealing from him.
Ooh.
Stealing money or...
Money.
Okay.
And then I think they were trying to put stumbling blocks in the current movie he's got with... What's the lady's name? Is it Cameron?
Oh, is it Cameron Diaz?
Cameron Diaz.
I thought she retired.
That was meant to be a comeback movie.
Right.
Okay.
So because of what's been happening,
yeah,
she may step out of the limelight again.
Interesting.
Because right now, as it stands, the movie he's doing, his stunt double is in place. It's still being filmed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So people are questioning that. Is he producer, exec, or whatever? Does he care? Or does he know something that the public don't know?
Right.
Like Jamie Foxx won't be coming back into acting anytime soon, you know? But I just think he's free-spirited. I don't blame him for talking. I think certain people in certain positions don't want certain things coming out.
Yeah.
So rather than to talk to him like a human being, they're doing other things.
Yeah.
To eliminate.
I do think people forget that that their mortality matters. Because on the one hand, I'm definitely an advocate for like speak the truth, fight the good fight, etc. But once you reach a certain bracket, you've been allowed into that bracket first of all, and then you have to realize these people, they have access to, like, you know what I mean, power beyond your imagination. They can finish you. You can't expose them, even though you think you can. You actually can't.
Yeah, but it's similar to the workplace.
Yeah.
When you become manager, you can't chill with your employees.
That's right.
Because you know stuff that you can't necessarily tell your employees.
That's right.
And it feels like you're backstabbing them. It's the same formula.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because as someone that has had opportunity to rise up in the corporate world, it does mirror. And it's interesting because even when you're trying to still hold a hand out to the people that you've not left behind, but kind of have, there's a pressure there to kind of keep the secrets of what you're seeing above. And it's even harder when you're a different race to what is, you know, basically if you are not white, when you get up there, there's this like, you're the, not to say that people don't have the credibility, experience and knowledge to be where they are, because that if I was saying that that's not the case, I'm cussing myself. But you get there and then you realize very quickly that you're literally the face. It's just so that they can say, oh yeah, we have
this, we have that.
Of course.
The real power is with them. Your power is limited. So I think, and we talk about conspiracy theories a lot here. And I think that even when you're in, I think that same mentality or dynamic, it transfers no matter where you go. So in Hollywood, like Jamie Foxx has been around for a very, very long time. Like there was a song I used to sing, it was a very naughty song, but it was a song I used to sing when I was in primary school, and I didn't know that Jamie Foxx was on the track.
Till the one with Kanye?
No. I'm not.
Oh, you're not gonna sing it?
No. But I saw the song on Spotify recently, and I was like, "Hold on!" It said featuring Jamie. I said, "Jamie Foxx." Now, I'm not that old, but I'm old, guys. Like I'm over 20. I'm over the 20s bracket. I'm in the 30s bracket. So that's a long time ago. We're talking about primary school. So he's been around for a long time. You would think that he has positioned himself to a point where he can talk freely, or where he would have some sort of power, but actually it goes to show that he doesn't. The last thing I heard of him though was that he was in hospital. I haven't checked up to see if he's...
I heard that he's woken up and he's
alert apparently.
Yeah,
he's alert.
And those are like not necessarily good descriptions of someone's state of health. If you hear that they're going like to notify people that the person is awake and alert is like, so what were they before that?
Yeah.
It's scary. Know? I hope we don't lose Jamie Foxx anytime soon, because he's one of the greatest, I think. He's
amazing.
Such a talented man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I love his relationship with his daughter as well.
Yeah,
Like, brings her through, and like he's very much championing her career.
Yeah.
And like doing bits with her. Like yeah.
I mean, what made me think he's a decent human being is how he kept his sister before she passed.
Yeah.
He was so close with her.
Yeah.
Made her feel included in everything.
Yeah.
Just because she had Down syndrome, he didn't cast her away.
Yeah. That's, you know, a little bit about me. I've spoke about it slightly before in the podcast, but my sister was born with what they would class as a clinical deformity.
Okay.
So she had cleft lip and palate. And growing up, people used to, like, for example, walking down the street, people would be looking at her funny and stuff like that. And she feels different because she knows that she doesn't look like everyone else. But for me, it's so important to me that she doesn't see herself as different and that other people treat her exactly the same.
Yeah.
And so, like, the stuff that he was doing with his sister and the way that he kept her, I resonate with that so much because to me, my sister is normal. Like, even to use the word deformity, I hate it because she is normal like everybody else. So yeah, like that really resonated with me. I really respect Jamie Foxx. Also, I think he's peng. So little sidebar, obviously.
Wait. So is it okay that he's had his hairline done? That doesn't change.
Nah, I don't care. Yeah.
Okay.
But I told you about this. That stuff doesn't really matter to women like that.
It does.
It does.
I think it doesn't matter to you. It does matter to women.
Because I think Jamie Foxx, he just cut it all off, didn't he? He went bald, right? For a piece.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah,
that's probably when he got it done.
But that's what I'm saying. So if you haven't got a hairline, go bald. And you're probably still going to get girls.
I'm not saying he's not attractive, but the look that he rocks now is a cosmetic look. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, but I also liked him when he didn't have the cosmetic look and he was just Jamie Foxx with no hair on his head.
Okay, let me put it like this. If you had a choice, cosmetic Jamie Foxx or natural?
Natural.
So therefore you have a preference?
Yeah. Because you chose against the thing that you said no one cares about.
No one cares about the hairline. So me choosing the natural means I'm choosing him despite his hairline being crooked or not.
To a degree.
He's handsome both ways.
Yeah.
But I don't care if he has the hairline or not. But if you're going to make me choose, I'll choose when he was bald. I don't care. But then if you were to look at the guys that I've dated in the past or had an interest in the past, there's a spectrum.
Well,
either they have
hairlines.
No, they've
Shots fired.
I see what you're doing. Yeah. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Jonathan
Majors.
That's
what I'll get to, yeah.
Have you heard about this, Nana?
No, talk me through it.
Oh.
So this is off the back of Creed.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he had his little spell of having a DV situation with his girlfriend, whom he called the police on because apparently she was going through something mentally. They came and so that kind of tried to die down.
And then another set of girls now came and said, me too.
Yeah. So now it's coming right back.
Yeah.
And nothing's confirmed. But I guess it's up in the air as to what do we think with regards to this new set of accusations.
What do you guys think?
I think personally, as a man, when you're getting yourself into certain successes in your life, trouble follows. Yeah. And I think when you realize that you're reaching the heights that you could have never dreamed of reaching, stay in your comfort zone. Don't explore. That's my opinion.
Nah, I like it. I tell you, the one I heard was if you lay with flour, you lose your power. I had to say it, but
when you say flour, are you talking about the colour?
What are you talking about?
Talking about colour?
What are you talking about?
Okay.
It's his ingredients talk.
Okay.
Recipe for disaster.
Right.
All I'm saying is it's like if you know you can drive automatic and you can't drive a manual, stay in your automatic lane.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
I hear it, and I'm a big believer of, you know, I mean, I'm all for mixing of the ingredients. Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that. But I think, but I have noticed that
when you mix the ingredients, somehow
I've noticed that when guys get to black guys get to a certain point, they do forget the sisters that were there before.
I mean, is it that they forget, or is it
all
that
of a sudden their preference is a lot lighter than what they were into before? But you know, it is what it is. For me, I think that I haven't formed an opinion because I want to wait and see. I start off with believing the victims first and then work my way backwards from that. So let's wait and see. There was text messages between him and the girl that originally made the accusation. And I could see a lot of microaggression in there.
Right.
As someone that's experienced emotional abuse, I could see it in the messages. That I remember being in a situation like this before, to the point where she was now apologizing for opening her mouth, and I was like, yeah, I've been there before. I understand that feeling. So for me, it is believable, but I want to wait. Yeah, I want to wait. I think if you are someone who is in the limelight and you've done a Mazzoline in the back, always expect
it's gonna come. It's coming.
Expect it to
it's
come
coming.
out. And I spoke a bit about this because we spoke about Bill Cosby last week. I feel like we're in a time now where the victim is the loudest in the room. So his career it's got a blip in it now. Off the back of that, we've had other people come out and say that, I think other women have mentioned things about him in the industry. And it's like, yeah, you were just about to be like...
Yeah, so the issue...
Like he was taken in by Disney for Marvel and all this business.
He's in Disney to be Kang, which is essentially like Thanos.
Yeah.
To what the last story was. And so all of their new films are basically building up to this massive fight between Jonathan Majors' character and whoever the new Avengers are.
Yeah.
So initially, when the first set of allegations came out with Creed, the thought was that maybe Disney kind of tried to put some hush money on it because it kind of didn't really, you know what I mean? It didn't well up. And they were like, oh no, like he called the police. And it was just not, but it was like, okay, cool, nothing really. Now it's come back. It's like, there's a lot of money on the line in terms of like work that Disney are doing and stuff at stake with this one issue. Which I thought you would know, but also,
what I don't understand is when allegations come out, these businesses are quick to withdraw themselves.
Yeah.
Quick.
Before it's even got to court.
I mean, they have to preserve their reputation. So I kind of get it. I get why. Like, just in case, it's like, oh, we don't want to be associated. And I get that. Like, let's call a spade on this podcast. If there was someone who we were about to have on our podcast, we've announced they're going to come, and then we find out they've done some sort of crazy something.
Yeah, I hope you haven't done nothing crazy. I didn't.
Oh no, I did my background checks already. Everything's all blessed. It's all good. We would definitely be like, do we want to associate our brand with that? And I think that's normal behavior. What I find interesting is literally Creed 3 came out literally weeks after that.
Yeah.
Now there's an issue with a girlfriend. Or whatever. That's the bit that I found a bit interesting. But and do you know what, Jonathan Majors, like, I knew of him, but I didn't really notice him like that until Creed 3.
Okay.
Do you understand me?
Yeah, I've been aware of him for a minute.
I've been aware of him, but he wasn't like, he did really well in that film. Like that film.
I still haven't watched it, but I'm gonna.
Always late. He did really well in that film. So, you know, people were really talking about him with the buzz around Creed 3. More than we've heard of people talking about him before. Let's be honest. And then it's now that...
Yeah, and all of a sudden now,
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, but yeah, I found it
just as he's about to blow.
That's when something comes up. And you know, let me be very candid, not candid, but very clear. As Black people, we need to think about these things.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that, you know, I'm not saying that we're going to be perfect, but if you know that you want to be in a certain space, conduct yourself in a certain way so that they can't bring anything up about you.
They'll always find something. They'll always paint a picture, but again, you can't help yourself.
If you paint a picture, you can paint a picture all you want, but if there's nothing to support the picture you're trying to paint, it's not gonna stick. So Nana, the floor is yours. tell us first of all a bit of background, so that Venom and I, we've done our research.
Yep.
But those of the people that are watching, our family dems, as I call it, they would want to know a lot more about you and a lot more about the journey of what's brought you here to where you are today, and in terms of the work that you do. So, yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so with me, I was born 6 months premature, narrow airway at birth. Coming from an African home, mother coming from Africa, age 19, giving birth to me with a complicated disability. She didn't know what to do. Because I was so tiny, I lived in an incubator for 2 years.
Wow.
2 years. And when I finally came out, it was a thing where local authorities at the time, they didn't know how to support a Black child with a complicated respiratory condition.
Yeah, especially at that time.
Especially in the late 80s or early 80s.
Yeah.
It took a lot, it drained a lot from my mum. Having to find out what support she was entitled to, getting me the best quality of care, having numerous hospital appointments, and just maintaining my respiratory condition to breathe.
Yeah.
Fast forward to education. Let's just say the education institution were very medical model kind of focused. So it wasn't about including me.
Yeah.
It was about, you've got a disability, you need to go to a SEND school. That's the only school that's best for you because you have a disability.
Yeah.
I went there for a couple of months. Apparently my dad used to drop me there. He was fine with it. He didn't want no wahala. Then something sparked in my mum, so I need to go and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Went to the school, found out I was with people who had severe cerebral palsy, in wheelchairs, and apparently what broke the camel's back, I was a very hyperactive child. So I got one of the kids and I was pulling them, took them out of the wheelchair, threw them on the floor, and was pulling them. And then that was the stop mark for the council. They were like, what?
So was it the school that said something, or was it your mum that said, this is not an appropriate space for my son?
My mum approached the council and said, this isn't an appropriate space for my son.
Yeah.
They were oblivious. They weren't listening.
Yeah.
That's where it's meant to be. And then that day when I pulled that poor young boy, the school were like, right.
Okay, we've got to listen to this.
He's not good for this space. So we need to put him in a mainstream school.
So, just 1 second. I don't know if it's the wording you're using or if that was actually what they were saying, that you're not good for this space. Was it that they were saying...
It wasn't more of me not being good for the space. It was the safety and the safeguarding of the more vulnerable children in the school.
I hear that. I just don't feel that's fair.
No, do you know what? I understand it because... Excuse me.
Not the... Obviously, that wasn't a suitable institution for you, right? I just don't like the idea of it being, oh no, we've got to think about that person's safety. What about your safety?
Yeah, I think
that's what I'm trying to say?
I think that's what it is, because
that's why I was like, I don't know if it's the wording that you're using or if it was...
So outside of your respiratory issues, complications, do you have any other physical disabilities or things that prohibit you? Is it just to do with your respiratory tract?
My main one is a respiratory condition.
Yeah.
Secondary is vision, left eye. Getting the whole 19, I'm not going to call it. Diabetes, but that's in my older, because I've got older.
That's just aging, yeah.
But from childhood till about middle of my 30s, it was just my trachea.
Okay, yeah. Because then from that perspective, if you have people who have severely impacting disabilities, then it's like you have someone who's perfectly able-bodied but has a condition, and then people who are like, you know what I mean?
I get that.
I understand.
I get that. What I'm saying is I don't like the idea of it being oh, he's not good for our space. It should have been the decision we made to have our space as your school. This is not a suitable space for you, but not the other way around. I know I'm talking about pedantics, but these things matter when it comes to like inclusion.
But it wasn't. Right, we're talking about early 90s.
Yeah.
Inclusion wasn't a thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Equality wasn't a thing.
That's right.
So it was either or. So in their eyes, I wasn't suitable for a mainstream school.
Yeah.
In their eyes, I was suitable for a SEND school.
Yeah. Right.
But after that incident, they then had to rush around as a local authority and basically damage limitation. So they couldn't verbally say I wasn't good for it, but you could tell they'd made a blip.
Yeah.
And they needed to conceal that crack.
That's right. Yeah.
So then in terms of your day-to-day advocation, what does that look like? What does life look like for you? Yeah, Mr. Unique.
Okay.
It's the unique voice.
Yeah. So that all stemmed from employment.
Okay.
When I was younger, my mum used to fight with everybody. So from special educational needs in terms of getting me a statement. And a statement is a document that details the type of support you need in a mainstream school. So she used to fight with them. She used to fight with them when it came to transport. And I always used to feel kind of like embarrassed at the time because I never understood. Then when I got older and I noticed little things like my DLA, I had to fight for that. Even though it's clear as day that I've got, something in my throat, I still had to explain myself, explain how I felt, how the disability made me feel. I think my major, it's going to sound political.
Go for it. This is the space to do that.
My major uprising for my dictatorship
come on,
came from being in employment and noticing that employers never understood how to treat disabled employees. So I'm a person of prevention is better than cure.
Yep.
And that didn't quite work with numerous employers I've worked for in the past, where I would tell them, this is my disability, this is what I need. Oh, you need to get in a situation where we reprimand you for being absent.
Wow.
Before we can go ahead and implement support.
Yeah, it's normally things like you've been off work and then all of a sudden they'll now tell you to go to occupational health and blah, blah, blah. It's never like, my foot is in the door now, I've got the job.
May I?
Now, can you... And you know what? The line of work that I used to do, because I had a change of career at the start of this year, but the job that I used to do, I was very much involved in the onboarding of new staff. And I would... Like I had a manager, I would have a manager and then we'd have a new set of recruits come in and my job was to like make sure that they were doing what they needed to do and making sure they're getting the right training and all that stuff. And we would, so often we'd get new people come in who would tell us that they have something. It could be a learning disability, it could be an actual, it could be a learning disability, it could be a physical disability or whatever. And it would be, okay. And then they'd be slow to, and it started to get on my nerves at one point. And I remember there was this one particular individual and they were ready to manage her out because they were saying she's not hitting. And I said, how can she hit? Yeah. She's told us she's got this disability. We've not done anything about it till towards the end of her 6-month probation. And then now you want to say she's not meeting? Nah. And I fought to the end and she still works there. So I was really happy about that. But that's what alerted me to what you're talking about now and that they'll know about it.
Yeah, of course.
But they won't do anything about it.
No.
And then
they'll put the onus onto you.
You're the one that has to
make you feel
that's right.
That your disability has made you inadequate
that's it.
For that role.
Yeah.
And if you're not a person like me who doesn't tolerate crap, who will go through the employment law with a fine comb, you're leaving. The statistics of people with disability in employment is 53.6.
Wow.
Compared to 80% of people without disabilities in employment.
I didn't know it was that low.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea.
Yeah, because people who don't know their rights are walking in.
Yeah.
And walking back out.
And what's annoying is these people, they've passed how many interview stages? You offered them the job.
Yeah.
So not that, I mean, there's loads of people that blag it and then they get it and you're like, rah, how?
Yeah.
How? But some of that is due to inconsistency in the interview stages. So like one person might be really lenient and somebody like me who's not lenient might not let things slide, right? So that's not necessarily that person. It's the person that is interviewing that hasn't read things properly. Yeah. But this person has been like, with this particular individual, she was there literally 5 months. And then I remember I joined that team and she was at 5 months. And when they were handing her over to me, it was, she's not passing probation. I was like, really? What is it about her work that tells you she can't do this?
Yeah.
Because she's been there for 5 months. Oh, this, that. I was like, okay, but she's told us that this is her disability. Did you know that there's things that we can do to support her? There's certain tools and systems we can put in place to make her work so that she can show her talent, show that she can do this. Because when you talk to her, she's got sound mind. And the kind of job that I did was very regulationary. So it's like you check the laws and you, against the situation, does it match, yes or no? When you talk to her, she's got a brain. She's not stupid. Yeah. She might have learning difficulty and a mental health issue, but she's got a sound mind. So I can see why she passed the interview. I can see why she got hired. But in terms of the tools on the computer and stuff like that to help her with like reading and stuff, why have we not put that in place? Don't think we can say that she can't work until we've done that. So it really opened my eyes to, and this girl, like when I first joined that team, she was ready to give up.
Because it gets like that.
Because she was like, I'm just defeated. Yeah. You know, and that's what pushed me to be like, no.
I'm not gonna lie, it's draining.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's draining, and my incident that made me have this I don't give a damn attitude is when I joined the Crown, which was public sector but civil service.
Yeah.
And I entered an organization. You guys took me on knowing that I had a trachea. I got sick. And they were like, oh, we're reprimanding you for absence. We're giving you a warning. I'm like, but I've got a trachea. I told you guys in my 13 weeks of me being there, let's put something in place to prevent me from being not treated equally as others. They didn't listen. They're like, oh, don't worry, when you get ill. One day I got annoyed, went onto the Gov website, did a tribunal. Went to the tribunal only to find out that they were unaware I had a disability. But at the time it was a double tick, guaranteed interview scheme. So I said to them, so if you were unaware, how did I manage to get onto the guaranteed interview scheme? Like, oh, but you should have told us you had a disability. I don't need to tell you.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
It's quite clear. I'm black. The tube is white. It's quite clear. Yeah. But then I noticed that a lot of managers, middle management, don't have a clue.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Of how to manage.
That's it.
People with disability.
That's it.
And when you fight the grain, I mean, I've had a recent, because I moved on to a new job. But in my past career, I had, managers that thought I was trying to disrupt the ethos, but that's not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Treat me fairly. I've got a disability. And then you have them asking you weird questions of what is access to work? What do you mean, what's access to work? Google it.
They're not trained.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily need to be trained.
Just be inquisitive.
The situation I was in, I didn't know nothing about employment law, You come to my house now, there's loads of employment law books.
I can imagine.
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
But I became in tune with what was happening.
Yeah.
And when I done my first video talking about employment rights, how disabled people are being treated, it's not an isolated problem. A lot of people with disabilities are going through it, but some of them are scared of their job.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I used to work for the Crown, and I got slapped on the wrist for doing that, but I didn't care. The reason why I didn't care is because someone's got to make a stand for change to occur.
Yeah, for the people that are coming.
Yeah. HR don't know everything, is what I think. They make some of the rules as they go along.
That's right.
And the managers tell them what's happening. HR don't know you.
Yeah.
It's the manager. So whatever the manager tells them, they take that as face value.
That's right. Yep.
So we're struggling when it comes to disabled people being in the workplace.
Yeah, I said that's right. So, because I've seen it firsthand, I think I've had some privilege because I've seen
the other side.
I've seen it, as especially as someone that was managing. Do you understand? And talking to other managers or other people higher than me or in the same position, it's like I think. Do you know what I'm realizing? The reason why I'm sensitive to this is because of my sister. That's what I'm realizing that. Because when you're able-bodied, it's so easy for you to just assume that everyone is like you and to measure everyone against your capability. But it's until you have someone
experience, a personal
of close
experience.
proximity to you who has a life that isn't deemed as the able-bodied life, it makes you realize that we live privileged beyond like physical privilege. We live privileged to the point where we think that everything is made for us, for our betterment, and we don't realize that other people are impacted.
Everything in a standardized way.
When I saw what I saw, I was like, oh, no, because, and I made a stand. Some people didn't understand it. They were like, but they almost looked at this person as almost like a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, no, they're not a problem. We just need to be flexible
to their differences.
So that they can be and achieve like everybody else. And I feel like middle management, I have my gripes with middle management, even though I was a middle manager myself. And the gripes I have with middle management is there's a lot of middle managers walking around who have no experience and no knowledge. And a lot of middle managers get to be middle managers because they were a lower grade employee that did a little bit more, and then they've just been trusted with this position. Not a lot of them actually have the qualifications necessary or the training or the the backing from the company. They've just worked their way up, which is fine. That's great to you. Like, great, you worked your way up. But more needs to be done in order for there to be a standardized experience across the board for everyone that they are managing. It shouldn't be based on what you've experienced. Like, I've had managers, I have a mental health issue. I have a mental health illness. I've had managers who've never dealt with it before. And then they come across me and then I become the problem because it's like, I've never dealt with this before. Okay, well, now I've told you. Now learn how to deal with it. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
I don't have the mental capacity right now to deal with my issue and then try and teach you on top.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's the bit that is crazy.
Yeah.
They expect you, who has the condition, to teach them. And I feel that's so wrong.
That's wrong, yeah.
That you're there to manage me.
Yeah.
So if you're there to manage me and make sure my duty of care is important, go the extra mile to find out how to support me adequately.
And the thing is, like, as an employee, you're responsible, to an extent, you're responsible for your progress. But your responsibility is to make sure that you take opportunities that are there that will help further your career, that you're making sure you're hitting the objectives that have been set, that you're setting objectives as well, that you're having open communication with management about where you want to go and how you want to get there and stuff like that. The manager's job is to support you in that. Keep an eye out on opportunities that you could potentially take. Let you know about areas that you need extra training in. Do you know what I mean? And things like that. But a lot of those middle managers don't know how to do that. That's the issue. And then it's bad already for people that are able-bodied. Imagine if you're not.
Yeah,
it's
facing
even worse.
Any more
Yeah, it's even worse. It's even worse.
I think a lot of middle managers, a lot of people are actually not good at cultivating growth in other people. That's just a fact,
that's true.
generally.
Yeah.
So then when you realize that ultimately that's all a middle manager is supposed to do,
Yeah.
but not many people can do that off rip,
No.
then you see the issue is that everybody is looking for an easy ride, and the easy ride is, who do I have to do nothing with? Okay, you, yeah, okay, cool, you. And then anyone is like, oh, well, I've got to do something. Okay, how do I get this person out? So I can fill that space with someone who I can do nothing to.
Yeah. That's literally it.
And the thing is, that model you've described is a model that is not leaving the employment atmosphere.
No. Yeah.
Because once you've got a disability, they'll try and do little things to say, oh, we've helped you, but you've done the bare minimum.
Yes, a tick box
You've done the tick box bit.
Yeah.
Go further and support.
Yeah.
So that I can feel comfortable in my role.
Yeah.
There's a TikTok video I saw last week, and the gentleman said, people don't leave jobs, people leave managers.
Yeah, facts. No, it's facts. It's facts.
That's a tricky one. Because I'm leaving this job.
Yeah.
I really like my manager. Because it's the first black manager I've had in like
I have my feelings about black managers as well.
Yeah, this is the first black manager I've had in a very long time.
That you actually get on with.
Yeah, really, really like her. But the job is like, the actual job is very uninspiring. And I'm just at that point in life. And I don't think anybody could have changed that. I don't think if you'd have swapped her for another manager or changed even the job, I was always going to leave. But now I'm trying to think, prior to this moment, I've always left because of -1, because of the manager.
I was in a job for like 10 years. Worked my way to a point. I left. I had a manager that kind of like let me do what I want because I've built up experience in the company. I know my stuff. And so they just kind of was like, you do what you. But in them doing that, that support that I was talking about that you're supposed to get from a manager, I wasn't getting it. So I hit a ceiling. There was no one advocating on my behalf for extra promotion or furthering my career,
like
within the company and whatever. They just thought, she's been there for so long, she knows her stuff, and she's very good at her job.
Yeah, so that's what she does.
So that's why we're going to keep her. And a lot of it is politics, because I was so good at my job that there was a running joke in the department that my manager doesn't have to do anything because Dammy does it all, and he just takes the credit.
Yeah.
So he'll walk into me and be like, yeah, that's done. Why? Because he's got me in his team doing it all for him. And I very quickly, he's a great guy, absolutely amazing. But I had to say, I have to put myself first. Like, this is not good for me. And so, yeah, that was my reason. But in the past, I've moved teams, moved departments because management was so crap. And just going back to your point about HR, I have my gripes with HR because HR isn't there for us anyway. They're there for the company. And they let a lot of things slide for the sake of the protection of the company.
Of course.
It highlights that a lot of these companies are winging it, you know.
They're
not putting their money where they're supposed to.
They're not, because even I stepped away from a role recently. I started a new role a month ago. And leaving, I got an email from HR from the old place. Oh, just know that you're still under the terms and conditions of the Crown, and you're worried.
Yeah, you're scared
because you know
Yeah.
I've been treated wrong.
Yeah.
And you've probably researched what I do and noticed that I have a following.
That's right.
I have a mouth. So you're just making sure you're keeping me in line.
Yeah.
I'm not interested to mess with you. Like, I ain't got time.
Yeah.
But if I had time,
yeah.
Different story.
I saw something. I saw that you did a TED Talks. Congratulations. That's one of my dreams to be called up there to come and talk for them. Don't know what I'll be talking about, but you know, it is what it is. How was that experience for you? And what got you there?
It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
So to get that opportunity to do it, what led me there was my no nonsense to the bureaucracy within employment. And not just employment, healthcare, housing.
Yeah.
different elements of barriers that prevent people with disability in different walks of life just having a say on everything. I think what really got me to be on the TED Talks was I done a video for a platform called Soapbox, where I really left myself vulnerable, took off my tube and everything, and show people not to be scared of what society think. You're going to have people who are going to hate. You're going to have people that are going to say nasty things. But leading back to what I was saying before, you need to be confident within yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, society will dismantle you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it was a good platform, and it opened up doors to other things, other projects. But if you have an opportunity to go into TED Talks, I'd advise anyone to do it.
I definitely wanted to do a TED Talk myself, but again, like you, I have no idea what I'd talk about.
I know I'm a big advocate for mental health.
Yeah.
Massive.
Is it?
So if I was to do a TED Talk,
it
would be about mental health.
I think mine would probably be centered around something to do with like encouraging people to explore like creative pursuits.
Okay.
Which I can't even start until I've now taken this journey myself.
Yeah.
But you know,
yeah, because mental health in of itself is something similarly to any other type of disability wasn't taken seriously until this new age that we're in now. And that I don't have a physical ailment or anything like that, but from experience, I know how as soon as you tell anyone really that you're dealing with that you have a mental health, whatever it is, the treatment you get is different.
Yeah, the stigma attached.
There's a stigma attached to it, and you're told coming from a Black home that you're gonna have barriers. Like my dad would say to me, for a while, he was very much like, no, you don't have this thing. Not because he was denying it, because he knows his daughter, but because he didn't want me to be capped in terms of what I'm able to have in terms of opportunity. And then it was, you don't want that on record, because if you have that on record, when it comes to working, they might not want to give you a job. When it comes to this, when it comes to that. And then the other side to it though is when the whole, you have to work 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times harder than everybody else, not to only conceal it if you can, but also to overcome it. And I know you was talking about Nana almost being strong, but I hit a point in my journey where I was like, I'm tired of
both parents supportive of you?
No, in the beginning, both of them were like, no. Then my mum, which is normally the mum, isn't it, started to see that, no, this is serious. And then more recently, my dad started to be like, oh, actually, no, this is like, it is what it is. It's a thing. The difference between mental health and I guess any other type of disability is mental health, you can't see it per se. You can't hear it, you can't identify it. And it's still considered as something that is not true because it's in the mind. Whereas, like, for example, my sister with her cleft lip and palate is visible. So she can't, when she says, I've got cleft lip and palate, people believe her because they can see it. But with mental health, it's not. So there's that extra layer of having to, like, people thinking they know you and be like, oh, but you're so outspoken. How can you say you have
or justify it? Or...
Yeah, and it's like, I don't have to prove myself to you. But just speaking on that, having to be almost like tough-skinned, that's really like resonated with me. That's touched the nerve in me because I felt like my whole life I've had to do that because it's almost like you can't, first of all, there's people judging you, and you know, like I was saying, when the people hear someone's got anxiety or whatever it might be, it's like they judge you. But then the other part of it is you have to fight all the time, and it's like, can I just chill?
Can we have a break?
I don't want to be the voice. I don't want to be the one that's trying to make the world a better place for the people to come. I just want to be and be okay.
Yeah.
How have you dealt with that? Because first of all, I'm strongly assuming that you have dealt with it.
So with me, I had the opposites.
Okay.
My mum was more, go out there, let people see your tube, let people know you're different. My dad, hide that.
Yeah.
Control your breathing, which was impacting my lungs. But to him, I'm bringing attention to not just myself, but to him. Yeah. So I was fighting two sides of the coin. Then to go into community and people were looking at me, people were whispering. It got worse when I moved to Ghana. I stayed in Ghana for 5 years.
Okay.
And when I moved to Ghana, I didn't have the tube. It got taken out.
Yeah.
So I'll be playing football with my friends and I'll be hearing some people, oh, Nana, you're a sickler. Why don't you just sit down and watch your friends play football? Kids are raw.
Kids are mean.
Yeah.
Kids are mean.
Yeah. So I had battling of that and it kind of caved me within myself. I didn't talk a lot. That's where the Mr. Unique voice came from. I didn't talk a lot. I'd keep it with myself. And when I hit 24, I hit a ceiling.
Yeah.
When my employer just decided to do a U-turn. And I thought, nah, I've kept quiet too long. I'm going to talk.
Yeah.
So I think I've had to put on this facade of, yeah, it's cool, but it's a fight. And you have to keep on going. Because the minute you let your guard down, someone in a constructed, corporate kind of manner will tear you down.
Yeah.
And it's always when you go to the NHS, when you're in employment, when you're in housing. Right now, can you believe I'm fighting just to get orders of trachea tubes? Yeah. I'm having to always go into my local hospital and grab their orders. Because with my condition of a tracheostomy, once you hit 18, you're off grid.
No longer supported?
No.
So
That's outrageous.
What is the expectation after that point then?
Expectation is either you need support and you chase them rather than them chase you. So Twitter's been before Elon Musk made it what it was, Twitter's been my best friend. Because I will bad you up on Twitter. And that's what made me start getting these interviews.
Yeah.
Writing for The Independent.
Yeah.
Writing for the Metro. Because I thought there's various ways in which you can have a voice. You can do a video, which can touch the whole world. You can be literal, put it on paper. Or you can do snippet, little TikTok videos to educate people. And I didn't want to be in one area.
Okay.
I wanted to hit everybody.
Yeah.
Because the intellectual people,
I love that.
They read.
Yeah.
People like ourselves who are young and employed, looking at social media, I'm not that old.
Yeah. I love that. I love that he said young.
Yeah.
I'm still in.
Yeah,
babe.
Hey.
So, but for the people that are on social media, cool, do your little snippet, have your little voice. I grew up without a voice. My father, can I say, overshadowed my personality a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, African background. They'll protect.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I saw it as my mum gave me a torch to look at the tunnel. My dad was, no, don't go to the light. So that battle has seeped into my adulthood.
Okay.
And I don't tolerate it from anybody. So if I see you're taking the mick, it buns me.
Yeah.
And I will do the most.
So what you're saying is that's what drives you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then what about in the workplace, right? Because, I wrote it down as black and dealing with disabilities.
Yeah.
So how does race play a part in this whole struggle? Do you feel like you're fighting two separate battles? Do you see any type of discrimination against people with disabilities that are not black versus that are black, and sort of how does that impact what you're doing?
Yeah,
I think for me, I've got 3 characteristics. I've got being black, I've got being a Muslim.
Okay.
Even though I don't practice the Islam, but
like me.
Yeah. And I've got the whole factor of having a disability.
Right.
Having a disability has its own struggles. Yeah. You have to remember equality and us being more vocal and commercially visible was only from 1995 when we had our first act. Yeah. Being black, that's been forever. Being someone's
That's
hungry.
my stomach.
Was that you or me?
That was me, boy. Sorry, 'cause that was a whole wine.
I thought that was a fart. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I looked sideways like.
Like, Shay, is that you quiet?
Should we open the window? No,
I think being Islamic, I was more scared as a 16-year-old boy when the Twin Towers went down. And there was also some terror stuff that happened here. And one of the people that done it looked similar to me. Because my mother got a phone call from a friend. Your son went to bomb a building.
Hey.
Yeah.
Them aunties need to mind their business. Mind your business.
I saw him with my own eyes.
I saw him.
And my mum was like, what are you talking about? He's sitting next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said, check his backpack.
That whole... you know what? That's my cue to leave. So dealing with that the atmosphere of how society segregate each individual characteristics.
Yeah.
It's battling through to make people know it's not that deep, you know. I may have a disability, but there's a solution for it. My religion, who I worship, is not a hindrance or a crown to you. If I'm going to be a bad person, it don't matter what religion I am.
It's going to happen.
I'll be bad.
That's right.
Yeah. Being black, hey, I'm black and proud. I can't stop my skin tone. Yeah. I'm black. You accept it. We live in a harmonious community and we learn from each other. Because if it wasn't for the Jamaicans, you wouldn't be having seasoned chicken. Yeah. We brought spice into this place.
You wouldn't be buffing if it wasn't for black people.
So the way I see it is I'm an equal ops for everyone.
Yeah.
Treat me good, I treat you good. Treat me bad, we have to have a discussion.
That's a period.
We have to have we have to have a discussion where I educate you on the struggles of what I've had to go through to be where I am today.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people, when I talk about employment, I feel like a phony for disability. The reason why is I've never had an issue gaining employment. Like within the last 3 years, I've moved 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah. So during the COVID, it not affect me.
Hey, come on.
But I'm not saying everybody should be doing this because it's not neat.
Yeah.
But also at the same time in employment, just because you're disabled, if you've spoken once, you've spoken twice, and it ain't being heard, don't be scared to move. Don't think your pay packet is more important than your mental health or your mental well-being. Don't let an individual who's in middle management, who is being protected by people above, because they're in the it's gone out of my head now, I was gonna say corporate circle, don't allow that to overpower who you are. Know your worth. Disability or no disability, you're intelligent, you're intellectual, go out there and change the world. There's many jobs out there. You may get this when I used to work in job center and people used to come in and say, there's no jobs out there. There is jobs out there. Don't be fussy. Because if you lived in my country, Ghana, there's no benefits. It's either you work or you starve.
That's it.
Yeah?
That's legit.
So I think for me, it's different entities of life. You're going to maneuver through it in different ways. but we're all going to get to the same destination.
Yeah.
You just need to type in a postcode. It may take a different route, meaning you having a disability may have crinks and cranks in you getting what you need to get, but the goal, you can achieve it if you put your mind to it.
Yeah. In terms of like, and I think maybe I didn't phrase my question right, but yeah, the fight is the motivation, and you want to use your unique voice to better the society that we live in now. But there must be times where you don't feel as strong as you do. And in those moments, how do you get through those moments? Because one thing about me, yeah, I love a motivation. Like I love to give people motivation and encouragement. That's actually my gift.
Yeah.
It's encouragement. But we can't forget that life isn't always on a high. There's always lows. Sometimes very soon after the high comes the low.
Come together, yeah.
So how would you, speaking to people who are like yourself or anyone, even like anyone, when you're in those times of like, rah, this is heavy, how do you maneuver yourself through that, out of that?
I think I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I keep going to the battery, don't die. Yeah. I think the people that have made me take a step back is my nearest and dearest. Because otherwise I just keep going.
Okay.
I don't know how to switch off because I feel I've been dormant from childhood.
So long. Okay, right.
So if I stop, then
when we get opportunity,
when will I get the opportunity to restart?
Yeah.
So there are times when I have to switch off because everybody wants to bring their problems to me. And I can hear Nana doesn't want to be taking everybody's problems because everybody has problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want problems. I want peace.
Always.
Always.
Yeah. So I think my thing is, or my legacy I want to leave is that people should self-motivate themselves. You're not always going to have someone to motivate you.
Yeah.
You need to learn to do things for self.
Yeah.
There isn't anything that's too hard. If you apply your intellect, you can do it.
Yeah.
So I guess to your question, I switch off within reason for my own mental health.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to switch off. Because even though I say I switch off,
you're still,
when I hear what's up, pim, and someone said they need help,
you're like,
back on.
Even to the point where people are telling me, put your phone down, relax, chill. I need to do that. I do need to experience not taking off social media and just observe nature.
Yeah.
I haven't done that for a long time. But I would advise people, don't get too absorbed in the atmosphere because it can be draining, taking on people's problems.
Yeah, I hit a point last year where I was done because I might not help everybody. So I'm tired of doing that. I got tired of doing that years ago, but I'm very like, I'm always busy. And then when I get my down season is what I call it, where I'm so wrapped up in like depression, everything shuts down. So last summer, I got to a point where I could feel that I was getting there, and I was like, I'm so tired, and I literally took 3 months off work. I said, I'm not doing anything. Work, everything. I need to chill. It's pretty much just doing a podcast. And in that time, I had to ask myself, you can't keep living like this, Dammy, where you're constantly go, and then you have a season of down, go, down. So I had to ask myself, how are you going to manage this? Because you have to be strong. And literally what you just said about in this life, it's just you and you alone. You can have a partner, you can have your parents around, you can have siblings, you can have the bestest of friends, you can come out with your twin. At the end of the day, it's just
still you.
If you do not get up every day and fight, you are finished. As someone, I struggle with anxiety. That's my issue. And I've said before, every day is a choice. Is today the day the anxiety is going to finish me? Is this today, or am I going to carry on and continue today? Every morning I wake up with that question. Every day. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, you could really just keep the curtain closed and say, I'm not dealing with outside today. And just literally die here. Or you can say, you know what? I woke up for a reason. And this is what, for me, faith is what drives me. So that's why I was asking you, what drives you? Because fundamentally, I knew I was going to circle back to God. Because there's been times where I nearly gave up and God's the reason why I didn't. So now every day when I wake up and I'm like, I'm tired of this fight. I'm tired of, my fight is my life. That's how I see it. Tired of this life. I have to be like, hey, but God opened your eyes this morning. You're still here. So you have to carry on. You haven't got a choice. Until God gives up on you, you can't give up on yourself. So it's very interesting, like speaking to other people who, everyone's got a fight. Everyone's life is their own fight. But people that have that are carrying a heavier burden than say somebody else, it's always interesting to hear their reason and what gets them out.
Or what motivates them.
What pushes them.
What tools you use. I think my number one tool, not that I use it consciously, but I definitely subconsciously always put it to the side, is Kanye. You know, when this guy starts chatting about the way Kanye loves himself, I'm like, man, let me listen to this guy talk about himself and instill some of that in me.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I listen to his thing, this guy talking about himself, and then I always come out feeling like, yeah, man, I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do this. Because we know that Kanye is not, you know what I mean, that sound.
Yeah,
you know there's cracks in there, and you know there's lies in there that he tells himself. But I'm like,
no one's perfect.
Me being me, yeah, man, if I could take 20% of that, like, I'm going to be so good. You ain't got to take the whole thing.
I love that.
But I think what I tell people is, if you don't love yourself, who's going to love you? You can get people, oh, I love you, you're my oga, you're my boo. Listen, no one cares about progression or lifestyle or anything you want to do with yourself. If you don't care about yourself, ain't no one gonna do it.
Yeah.
You need to care for yourself.
That's literally it.
And as I'm your first guest, can someone hold my mic, please?
Yeah. I got it.
Okay. So, for those who don't know what a trachea is, this is what it looks like. Yeah, it's a tube. And it's a tube that enables me to breathe. Without this tube, I can't breathe. I will not die. That's being a bit too much. But when you ain't got oxygen in your body, obviously your body parts is going to deteriorate.
Yeah.
So I tell everybody, and this is what I would leave the segment on. I just about was lucky to have a voice. I nearly lost my voice in 2010 because my airway reshrunk.
Okay.
So they had to reoperate my neck and widen it. My airway and my vocal cords are like this. So the next cut that goes in is, I'm not talking again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anybody who's watching this fine podcast.
Thank you.
Be grateful you have a voice. Don't let anyone downplay you. Make sure you use your voice when it's adequate. Make sure you use your voice to elevate yourself. And always tell yourself you're good. The mere fact that you managed to wake up, you're good.
That's right.
That's Make a difference.
That's right.
And that's why I'm called Mr. Any Voice.
Hey.
The first guest
The first guest
podcast ever.
And we're so honoured. We're so honoured to have you, honestly.
Thank you.
Because we're all about, the whole concept of Unpicked is having conversations about things that people might be too scared to talk about and talking about it honestly. None of this trying to be PC, don't want to offend people, business. Just, this is how people think outside of what social media is telling you.
My saying is, you have to get it wrong to get it right.
Exactly.
That's right.
I work for a consultancy firm called AKD Solutions. And we do like workshops where we go into organizations and shift their mind on the status quo in terms of inclusion for Black people.
Yeah.
And I've come across like senior directors, the big boys. You want to jam with the big boys. Yeah.
You want to roll with the big boys.
And they find it so awkward to talk about the Black experience. And the way I've made them feel comfortable is by saying, you've got to get it wrong to get it right. And if you get it wrong and I tell you off, at least you will not want to learn how to say it the right way. So in society, people with disabilities, people without, have to learn. You're going to look at me strange. Come and ask me a question. Don't look at me and think, what's that? Why did it look like that? Or if a person's got mental health, don't be like, there's nothing wrong with you. I don't see it. You don't have to see everything.
That's right.
Illnesses that are with people, some of them are invisible.
That's right.
It's like when I used to work in the civil service, one guy, nicest manager ever, Ghanaian guy, healthy, everything. Well, I thought he was. 3 months into him coming to the team, he took a long period of time off. Then all of a sudden we got a message, he's dead. He had cancer, prostate. And it's like, wow. People need to cherish their life.
Yeah.
Respect all, respect everyone.
Yeah.
And just be grateful you're alive.
Yeah.
19 wiped out a lot of people.
Yeah.
My family, I lost 6 uncles.
Wow.
Yeah. So that changed my approach on life.
Yeah.
That made me, the Black community, we don't like to, African community at that will pin it down. We don't like to do life insurance. Yeah.
That's true,
So when I saw my uncles, like dominoes, and we went to their funerals and there was stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the denominator. I'm going to change that.
Yeah.
I went to get myself life.
Sorted yourself out.
Quick.
Yeah.
Because I thought, you know what? I've seen the impact of not being educated.
Yeah.
To sort yourself out.
Yeah.
Before you depart.
Yeah.
Because every relative that unfortunately met their demise, their back was horrendous. So what I would say, and I've gone off scale a bit.
No,
that's fine. It's normal here.
It's for people to just be aware and be educated.
Yeah.
Don't allow your manager to say, I'm your manager and I know right. Or if your manager says do something, question your manager. They don't like it.
Yeah.
They will use that to manage you out, but question them. Because end of the day, when you do the work and it goes wrong, they don't say, I didn't tell you. You done it. It's in your name.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, they remove themselves. So don't allow your disability to be your prisoner. Rather, allow your advocacy, your mouth, your eagerness to make change resonate with, even though it won't change a lot of companies, let it resonate with them. So the next time they meet another Nana and someone else,
come on,
yeah, they're going to think twice on how they deal with things.
Yeah, definitely. So where can we find you? Where can our listeners find you?
So I'm in the famous TikTok.
Hey.
Mr_unique_voice.
I'll put it on the screen.
The same applies for Twitter. The same applies for Instagram. And on LinkedIn, the same applies. Mr. Unique.
I love that.
I'm everywhere.
Everywhere.
May the force be with you.
Hey. The force be with you.
I didn't ask you Star Wars or Star Trek.
Next time.
I like that phrase, but I'm a Star Wars. Patrick.
I'm none of them because no.
Why no?
Because it just doesn't interest me.
No.
Sci-fi movies don't interest me like that. No.
Oh, damn.
No. Yeah.
Quantum Leap.
No.
No.
Oh God.
Yeah. So this week, guys, we don't have a person to shout out, but we have an organization to shout out. And Nana, Who are they?
App.me.
What do they do?
They assist disabled people in the workplace, in work support. Could be remote, could be in person. They really ensure that a disabled person basically sustains employment.
Beautiful. Love it. So you might know someone that could benefit from this organization, a friend, a relative, or just someone that you know, or if you yourself could benefit from this organization, hopefully you can reach out to them, or you can get some resource and tools from them to help you. We will link everything in the description, and it's probably on the screen right now as we're speaking. Just want to say thank you so much to you, Nana, for coming, for not only being our first guest,
and blessing us,
but for educating us today, for sharing your story. These types of conversations are vulnerable.
Yep.
They can also be quite triggering for some people. So thank you so much for opening up and being so open and transparent with us, and hopefully you felt comfortable and felt at home with us, and hopefully we'll see you here again.
My second family now.
That's it. That's it. So we're going to close it off there. But guys, the QR code is on the screen. We'll also pop Nana's socials on the screen as well. Do what you have to do. Share it. All of that business.
Share it, like it.
Share it, like it. Please also follow Nana on his socials. Follow us on our socials. And if you've got this far, you haven't liked and subscribed. I don't know what you're doing here. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Leave a comment in the description. Leave a comment as well, sorry. It could be about your experiences, any questions or anything like that you want to ask. And I think that's about it, really. Did I forget anything?
No, I think that's us.
I think that's pretty much it until next week, guys. Oh yeah, if you're listening on Spotify and all those listening platforms, please, I don't know what, again, 4 or 5 stars, please. Thank you. And that's it, really. Until next week.
Peace.